Hello guys, I got this comment 1 week ago, like 10 days ago, and I think it's very interesting, but I had no time to make a tutorial about how to make battleship, warship, or however you call it. I think the best way how to learn is to copy someone's good design and try it on your own. And how do you know if someone's design is good? You just check, their score or do they look rich and so on. So I haven't played too much after thrusters were added. So um, I'm not on top of the meta, of how the new ships should be done. But I just went to, Sparrow or Freeport to make screenshots of big ships which look promising. And I found, five of two ships, so we can call them for sure battleships. And when you look for design, you can make screenshot and try to figure out what's going on. But the figuring out what's going on is hard, because if you look at these two ships, they are different. This one is bigger, factories here are on top, here are on bottom. Here are some repairs factories, he chose to put them on left side. Even if you look at reloading, how they are reloading, it's different. And it's very confusing. So you can make another screenshot, and it's very likely that you will get even more confused how to make a battleship, warship. So I think the problem is with finding the difference. So this is the game, for kids, where you look for differences. And you can notice that here is the different balloon, shape and color. And when you look for ships, you also, I think the most people see the differences. So let's go to minor ships. There are small, there are less, combination variants and so on. But even these two ships, they are different and it's confusing. Which one is better? Which one is the best? Because on the left side, hatches are here, and here are, in different random spaces. Here are 3 expandos, here are only 2, but they are hanging, and this one can expand a bit more. Here is ammunition factory, which will drop items here. This ammunition factory is hidden behind expandos, and it will drop ammo here. And it's, I saw on design ship Discord that people often ask how to make a good mining ship, and it's very hard to answer it, because if you look at the differences, there are so many possibilities. But let's make it even more confusing. We will add third design. It's the same, has the same inside, and the only difference is about turrets. One remote turret on each wall was replaced with auto turret. And if you look at this ship on the right side, it's good for solo player. Solo player can mine at average rate. On the left side, to operate it efficiently, you need at least 2 players, but it's gonna be way faster. This has average speed, it's good for solo player. This is very fast, but requires 2 players. This is the big difference, and it's done by replacing, remote turret with auto turret. This will win in Canary very often. At least when there were breakers, this was way, way, way faster than this design. But it required 2 players. And if we look at these all 3 designs, you can see that we can even, take this one, paste it here, and it's gonna be another ship. But the thing is, this is real difference. Here, these differences are There are differences, but they're not gonna matter. If you want to go to Canary as solo player, this one will be good, this one will be good, this one will be shit as solo player. If you want to go to Canary as two-player team, these two will be decent, but this one will be very, very fast. This is the real difference. The real difference is between this one and this two. But if you look at these two, they are very similar. They have different layout, but in general, if you're gonna build any of these ships, you're gonna be fine in Canary or in mining in general. So I think the main problem is that people look for differences. And when you look for differences, everything gets confusing. I think it's a good idea to look for what is similar in these ships. And if you look at these ships, they both have, remote turrets. They both have the same size. They both have only one factory. They have some hatches, expanders. There is no big difference between them. And maybe one will feel better for you than another, but in general, they are very similar in functionality. This one, even though it looks almost the same like this one, it's way, way different. This is the real difference. And between these two, there is no real difference. There are some, cosmetic or some quality of life. It's no big difference. And you have to learn how to spot, real difference between the ships. Okay, let's go back to battleships. So I think the battleships have to do damage. So you need turrets, as many turrets as you can. You have to be ready to take damage, because if a battle is long, you will need to, use a shield booster. You have to be able to fly in Sparrow. I don't think you have to focus. If you want to go to Finch, it's a different topic, because Sparrow has wider tunnels. And it's good if you can collect loot easily. But it's optional. You can also leave loot and not give a fuck about this. Okay, so let's check these four things on these two ships. And let's look for similar things. This one have repairs factory, this one have repairs factory. So they have something similar. They also do damage with remote turrets. So again, it's similar. Also, I haven't played after thrusters were introduced, so it's important for me to notice that the both layouts have, two thrusters added on side. So this is similar on both layouts, and you can see here are repairs and healers. This is required for battleship. Repairs, healers. There is no big difference if, these healers will work as well as these healers. It doesn't matter if they are on top, or the side, they're gonna work. And similar with turrets, there are two reloading systems, which are different, but both are reloading, and that's the important part. What else? Fly in Sparrow. Fly in Sparrow is also related to the size. If you make ship too big, you will get stuck. So they have similar size. It's a bit different, but you can see it's big enough to fit many turrets, but not big enough to get stuck constantly. I have different screenshots, It's not hard to just log in when online is high and go to Freeport, make some screenshots and analyze it later. And you can see there are some thrusters, remote turrets, reloading part, so they have ammo non-stop. Here is for repairs, and yeah, so this is a similar. They have factory with repairs. This one is different, you know, this is miner ship. This is not battleship. It doesn't have enough damage because 4 remote turrets will not do it because you can shoot diagonally. So 4 turrets will be not enough to damage, not enough room for repairs and so on. And you can see this is miner ship. It's not that different from these miners I showed you previously. Even it will be as functional as them. Okay, this is battleship. No, I have no doubt about it. There are a lot of remote turrets. Again, 2 thrusters. Here is some ejector for quality of life. Nothing fancy. We can see place for repairs, some place for loot collection, some place for probably ammo production, and you know, again, it's similar. There is some auto reloading, a lot of remote turrets, some thrusters, and also a lot of repairs. Another ship, is it gonna be good battleship? I don't think so, because it has not enough repairs, and that's the problem with smaller ships. They're not gonna have enough repairs for long battle. And when you don't have repairs, you get crit and then you get destroyed. So this is more utility ship. It can be, you know, used for punching, like in this situation, but it's not gonna be very good to, you know, long fights. This one, again, it's similar. Has a lot of remote turrets, two thrusters in middle, automatic, you know, reloading, and a lot of space for repairs. Here is some space for loot collection, and when we look at these similarities of these ships, you can see a pattern. They have, you know, remote turrets, thrusters, automatic reload, and some space for repairs. The more repairs you get, the better. This one, for example, doesn't look too good for battleship, because I don't like reloading system. This is not enough loaders for reload, but in general, you know, maybe it would be fine to fight, but I would be scared that I run out of ammo, and also there is not much ammo here. Okay, Armageddon, another ship, battleship. Again, we can see 2 thrusters in middle, a lot of remote turrets, and some repair storage. And here we can store items, you know, destroy them, and with recycles and store materials. Here is some part for ammo, and you can see there are similarity. If you try to compare how they are different, yeah, you will find a lot of differences, you know. These two, I will try to make them on one screenshot. 1 second. Okay, this one will be here, and for example, this one on the right side. Okay, here. And you can see that if you try to compare them, they are different scale, you know, but you can see that this one has more remote turrets, I think, and also they are different, you know. Here is some a lot of wall. Here is repairs, they have smaller repairs, some expandos, and if you try to focus, should I build it in this way or maybe this way, which one is better? It doesn't matter as long as you have a lot of repairs. And yeah, so look for similar things, not only for differences. Differences are good when you try to make perfect, battleship. But if you try to make the first battleship, just remember about few things. You want to make damage, take damage, which means get repairs, fly in Sparrow. From what I learned, you need 2 thrusters will be enough. Most of design uses 2 thrusters in middle. So I learned that. And if you want to collect loot, a lot of designs use something like this. Some drop chamber with recycles in it. And this is what, repeats. So if something repeats, it must be good. Probably it's good. At least you're not gonna be, the guy who has shitty design. People do it because it's good, probably. Here again, some loot chamber with recycles, and these elements do repeat. So this is like the theoretic part. I will try to make my own, battleship, but it's not gonna be finished. It's not gonna be the best battleship you will ever see. Similar with this, these layouts. These both are on the same level, It's not gonna be way better than another. If you fly correctly in Canary, you will win with anyone, not anyone, with these ships are on the same level, It's not like someone will have outstanding ship, way better ship. They can be more quality of life, better quality of life, something simpler, something more feels better, but it's not the reason why, this ship will lose automatically to another ship from, for example, this ship doesn't have to lose automatically against this ship because both have similar level, It's gonna be more about how pilot drives a ship or how many healers do people have. But both of these ships can, fight well. Okay, so I will take a short break and I will try to